We're here.
Okay, I don't know what I just did. So, when we stack ourselves for the thing, well, we'll have about 3 minutes to figure it out, and we'll see
Excellent.
who chimes in first.
My
So,
money's on Anthony.
Anthony, yeah, I think Anthony sent me an email, and I feel bad, so um, I'll have to dig that up. All right, let me find. Whoops, no. Okay, here we go.
I've been running scams on the street since I was 10. I've been running scams on the street since I was 10.
Hey, Mike, what do you see? A Falcon that inflates for free. Hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable Falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, right, left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable Falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy far. The Falcon's ready, let's raise the bar. Hey! Hey, Mike, what do you see? A Falcon that inflates for free. Hey, Ken, what's the drill? Blue milk sipping gives me a thrill. The inflatable Falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. Left, right, left, we're marching through. Cosplay helmets and a saber or two. Hey, Mike, what's the plan? To nerd out harder than anyone can. The inflatable Falcon takes the flight. George Lucas dreams in the starry night. Costume shop, we're dressed to play. Let's blast off into the fray. So grab your gear and join the crew. Mike and Ken got a show for you. Laughs and stars and a galaxy.
Well, there we go. We're stacked on top of each other somehow, and we have the somewhat have the here. Let's see. Trying
We
to
got
find
Tatooine in the background.
I'm trying to find the one that's easiest to read for. There we go. And Slender Spartan and Anthony. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Anthony, I
Good to
think
see
I
you,
got
gentlemen.
I think I got an email from you with pictures of your build and of your or a message from you with your build of your scanning crew, and I can't find it. I don't know where. I've been dealing with insurance on my car, and I have like a billion emails between insurance companies and buying a new car. That it's in there somewhere. I just have to find it. So Ken, thanks again for you and Todd taking over last week. It was awesome.
It was fun.
And yeah, I appreciate it for last minute stuff for my end. So how's your week been, Ken?
It's been all right. I had a fantastic weekend. It's Wednesday. We're getting close to this weekend. I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud, but summer is almost over.
I know, right?
You know, but
So
I actually got some stuff done. It's been good. And yourself?
yeah, mine's been better than it's been in a while. So my summer was there's maybe I'll talk about it someday, but there's ways to make your summer last forever. Um and yeah, so mine's doing okay. My new car is settling in. I have a Kia like you now, Ken. So
Nice. And I
I
forgot what color you said it was gray.
it's black. So the first one I looked at was
Oh,
gray, and then they messaged me and said, "Hey, it's going to be another week because we found a problem with the brakes or something." And I was like, "What else do you have?" So I found a newer one. It had a few more miles on it, but it was black. So
okay.
and so it's nice. I'm not a I never really had a black car before in a long. I had a couple, but so it's I've at least once wandered around the parking lot looking for my car. Um, but it is
Yeah,
stick
it'll
shift.
happen.
It is stick
Oh, it
shift.
is a stick shift. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that was when I searched for my car. That was what I searched for. I wanted stick shift, and it had to get more than 30 miles to the gallon. So that's what landed me on. It's nice. I'm really happy with it. So
What year is it?
2020. So
Nice. Very cool.
yeah. So delivered right to my house, man. Just I can't say enough nice things about Carvana. And we're not sponsored by them or anything, but uh,
We should
like
be.
if I mean I would say for me, there's a local guy in Ephrata that we normally buy our cars from, and I checked and he didn't have anything. I'll probably still check him, but I doubt if I'll ever check any other. It was so nice to just punch in what you want and lists and prices come up. You don't have to haggle. You don't have to. It's just you figure what you do all the stuff online, and they tell you when the car will be there. So they bring it to your
Very
house,
cool.
drop it off, or in the Philly area they have a giant vending machine, so you can go pick it up at their giant vending machine.
Nice.
So, which I think that's more just for the experience of getting a car out of a vending machine. So, have you been building anything, Ken? I heard about
Yes,
your
'cause I'm
rearranging and arranging on last episodes.
yeah. So, I did manage to get up to Norther, New Jersey. I spent some time with the New Jersey Mandos,
Nice.
and I got the visor cut out for
Oh,
my helmet.
oh, that looks nice.
Yeah, I haven't attached it yet, and I
Yeah,
haven't put the padding in it or anything. But
that.
at least it's cut out to the right shape, and I think the black visor looks really nice with this color shift paint.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That color shift paint, even on the camera, is just coming out really nice. That's so
Yeah, and there's
cool.
even some depending on the angle of it, it goes from purple to blue, and I think even there might even be a little green in there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot, Todd. I appreciate that for jumping in there last minute. Um, oh, that's
And then
good.
I did get some other painting done. Um, and it was just fun. The weather was gorgeous. It was like a 90-minute drive up there. I what was funny to me is so I'm there, and there's maybe 6 or 7 of us there, and oh, thanks for that, Devin. Uh, we were because it was my first time hanging out with the New Jersey group in a while. They're like, oh, so I'm just asking around how far was your drive, and someone says, oh, 90 minutes. I'm down by Atlantic City. I'm like, oh, where in Atlantic? Where near Atlantic City? And he said the city. I said, okay, well, where in the city? And then he said here. I said, well, where here? So we just kept getting closer and closer, and come to find out, he is maybe 5 miles from where I live.
Oh my goodness. I see more armor parties in the future. That's cool.
Yeah, so it was really really funny.
That's
It was
cool.
just great. Weather was awesome. We listened to the soundtrack of The Mandalorian and Grogu while we were building stuff, and it was a great time. I'm really glad that I made the trek up there. So, and how about
Nice.
what kind of stuff have you been up to?
Well, yeah, I worked on the helmet that you and Todd worked on. I worked on that a little bit, just working on some print lines. I thought I had this brainiac idea that the file came with lens uh lens things to print. So I printed them in resin. And then when I got them out and put them in, I was like, "Oh crap! They were the file was you print them and then you melt plastic over them, so they were too small."
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I was like, "Oh well, okay." It was a good, but I worked on that a little bit. I worked on some live action Sabine. Zoe went to D23, and so I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
very
crap!
cool.
I have to really get caught up," because I told her I'd have the live action Sabine done by the season 2, so I was like, "Oh crap!" So
Well, thankfully it got pushed back because I thought it was coming out this year. It's not coming
yeah,
out until next year.
yeah, it's January, so yeah, so I'm that's it's I have well, the problem is that the season 1 is pretty easy. Season 2 has these weird hand sewed knee pads and shoulder bells. So
Hmm.
that's I'm mainly just going to shoot for season 2. I mean season 1. So but I worked on that. Let's see what else I did. I Oh, I worked on some Sabine pistols, some live action pistols. I got three built. I'm gonna try. I have enough for 6 more, so I'm just gonna build them all and keep the best 2 and get rid of the other ones because
Okay.
the slide works. So you open the slide, you load it, and you push the safety, and the slide kicks forward. It's spring loaded. So
Very cool.
so I worked on that, and then right before we came on, I was telling you I bought a newspaper dispenser machine, and so I brought that home and de-anted it. It was full of ants and old squirrel living. So I
How
had it
did they get in a locked newspaper holder?
well, there's holes. I mean, they're not airtight, and the holes, like there's holes in the bottom because that when they're bolted to the ground, you can't get through. But there's holes about the size of a soda can in the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So I had to clean all that out, and then I cut the padlock off without damaging the machine. And so I got $1.50 out of it when I got the coin open out. So
Nice.
I don't have the keys to change it from Sunday to weekdays. I don't have that key. So um I don't know if I'll change those locks or just leave it because I can set the money. Like everything works. It's like I can set the money on the inside. So or I might just put a block in it so you don't actually have to put coins in it to open it.
Nice.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. So that's a I'm just it's just cleaned up enough to sit in my garage and just hold stuff for now. It's not it's like way back burner stuff. So oh yeah, there we go.
Back of the freezer kind of
Yeah,
project.
it's like yeah. I just don't want it
Gotta
back
take out and thaw it out
outside.
later on.
I just don't want it outside because I don't want to have to clean it out again. So, but I'm gonna have to. If in the perfect world, I'll take it every single moving part apart and paint every piece. In a perfect world, we'll see how it works.
Very, very cool.
So, yeah, it was the first thing I had to call in my Kia. I will say my gripe about the Kia is I don't like the tailgate because my Scion, the tailgate opened right to the floor, so you could roll your tote in. So I'm gonna have to lift my tote up and over that little lip, I guess.
Yeah, and it's not very big.
Yeah, and the seats don't fold level. So that I might have to just build a wooden box to sit on so I can just roll my tote in, like put the seats down and just roll the tote in level.
Okay.
That's just me being old man stuck in his ways guy. So but yeah, so I worked on that. I played around with Vader's stuff a little bit. I was all over the place. I was just like I said, I was working on this. I had the Stormtrooper helmet on one stand. I had Sabine parts on the other. I was just making like a circle, like just sanding,
Oh, that's
like,
fun.
because this week was the first week you could be outside and not feel like you were going to just melt from just standing still.
Or your stuff melt.
Yeah, that's true too. But yeah, and then so that was it. So, but one more thing, Ken, where can people find you? I know people here already know, but where can they find you if they're listening
Yeah,
to
so
this?
we've got this little show called Bounty Hunting Across the Galaxy with Todd and Ken. We got to get together for an episode of that. Every once in a while, when I say every once in a while, probably every 6 months or so, I put out an episode of The Rambling Star Wars Fan. And then every so often, I get on Bantha Milk Podcast. And in fact, I'm scheduled to be on Bantha Milk Podcast this coming Monday night with, I think it'll be me and Rob, and I'm not sure if it'll be with his other co-host or not. But he reached out to me over the weekend and asked me if I would record an episode with them. So I gotta get an episode of the Rambling Star Wars Fan together because I don't want to have my next episode be on the Bantha Milk without a rambling episode. So
Well,
we'll see
that's
how it all
true.
works out.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, that's good.
And then on Instagram is the Rambling Star Wars Fan. And every once in a while, this is kind of funny. I know that you and I had talked about the troop I did at the Man Center where we got to see the Empire Strikes Back and everything. There have been I've been catching up with videos of people recording stuff from the Man Center, and I've caught myself in the videos. I've caught
Nice.
a couple of the other troopers, and it was so I'd send them a little note like, "Oh, thanks for the high five," and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see if they make the link between their video and my Instagram handle, which is the Rambling Star Wars Fan, all underscore in between all those words.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, and you can find me here, and you can find me on 501st Cast. I think we're supposed to record one Sunday. I don't know if I'll be on it, but I'll be there at least to do technical support. This it's just a busy time right now for me, but yeah, and then helping Zoe with Star Wars Geek Girl. She just released yesterday or the day before released one on the first half of the Ninth Jedi, and tomorrow she releases the second episode of the Ninth Jedi. So
Nice.
yeah, so
What did
listen.
you think of D23? Because that was her first time going, right?
Oh, she loved it. So now Zoe took tons of pictures. Now Zoe's idea of tons of pictures are about 1/10 of what I would have taken, but she did take she took tons of pictures of the Sabine costumes and all the other stuff. She had a good time. She sat in on the panel. Yeah, her and Corey from, I don't know what Corey's podcast is now, but he used to do a toy podcast. And I forget what it was called. Corey Van Dyke. So he does
Okay.
he's a friend of Steele, but she had a good time. So yeah, I think
D23 is becoming much more populated with costumers as well.
oh yeah. I mean, it's what's nice about it is because of Marvel and Star Wars, it's becoming a con. Like it's
Yeah.
I mean, if you put Star Wars and there's not much, there's other than DC, there's not much left when in the majority. I mean, I know there's other stuff left. I don't want people to, but a big chunk of the pie is Marvel and
the Muppets
yeah, all
and
that
all
stuff.
and all the Disney villains and heroes and stuff. So there's plenty of stuff just under the Disney umbrella alone. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now Anthony asked me how close I am to Vader. So my Vader is I have 100% of the pieces, and it's the chest box and belt boxes I just have to get together. Literally, that's my biggest. I have to put the strapping in the helmet, but that's one of those things. Once I have everything else done, the strapping will be simple. But it's literally just I 3D printed all the pieces to the belts. I think my biggest fear is and I know this is being someone who 3D prints. I know I shouldn't think this. I'm worried about when I put that chest box together and I put screws in it, if they're really going to hold to the strapping part. I understand all the glued stuff will hold, but I have the 3D printed. So today I was thinking I should get 2 strips of oak trim and embed brass screw holes in them and
Okay.
contact cement the 2 strips on the inside of the chest box and then run the screws into that. That's my.
I've seen people take their like screw inserts
Yeah.
and they put a soldering iron or a wood burner in it, heat it up, and then push it into the 3D print. So
Yeah, see, I've thought of that, but the problem is the chest box, it doesn't have anything to do that to. It's just hollow. And then
Oh,
it
okay.
has these 3D printed tubes, which to me, if I do that, I feel like it's going to weaken it. That's why I think for my own peace of mind, I think I need to contact cement 2 long blocks of wood. So I know it's, you know what I mean? It's more probably me being mental about it than anything else.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, Vader, I mean, like I got the boots and the lifts, I got the voice changer. Um, I got 50 feet of the Vader chain that goes on your, the
The cape.
whatever chain, because it was made out of oh, what's it called? The stuff you wrap around like trees when you're trying up on a stake to hold them up.
Okay.
Like I forget what it's called, but they make it in big rolls. I bought a big roll of it and I just cut a 12-inch piece, and then you trim it down and it hooks right on the end of your cape.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I was pretty motivated about that. So that's a Halloween is my goal to have it at least wearable. It doesn't have to be approved by then, but to have it wearable I'd like to wear it for my Halloween this year.
Nice.
So
We actually were on the boardwalk, the Ocean City boardwalk last night. No, sorry,
Yeah.
Monday night. And there were, I'm going to say they were kids. They might have been college kids for all I know, but there were 6 of them. There was Vader, Leia, and I'm thinking he was playing Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then there were 3 other kids. One was Boba Fett, one was Rey, and who was I think it might have been Finn. They're walking up and down the boardwalk, and people were getting pictures of them. And
oh, that's cool.
you know,
You thought you were in New York City, Times Square.
yeah. And the funny thing is, first thing I said when I saw Vader, I'm like, too short. He was probably shorter than I am, like physically, but the helmet made him a little taller than me. I'm like,
Yeah.
too short for a Vader. And then when we saw the Boba Fett, I'm like, yeah, plates are off. But like, I've become that guy.
Well, I mean, if I think it becomes one of those things where, I've noticed that when I went to watch Spider-Man, I was like trying so hard not to just have my Spider-Man nerd pick apart the Spider-Man movie. So,
But it was awesome. There was grandparents and grandkids and just bunches of folks flocking around in front of an ice cream store, and the weather was gorgeous. It was I don't know, low 80s,
that's cool.
even into the evening, and they had a drone show. But it was funny watching, 6 people in Star Wars costumes walking around the Ocean City boardwalk.
Yeah, well, that's cool though. I would like when last time I trooped, which was I trooped at picnic. The one thing I was thinking about is I need to somehow get a QR code for how people can join the Legion and hide it on my body somewhere. Because I had so many like police officers and stuff ask me about that. And I wish I could have just like held I don't know if I need to put like a spring loaded thing I can pull out of my hand plate and say, here, take a picture of
Well,
this.
can't you put the QR code on the handplate?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like just put it somewhere where I could just hold like on the
Yeah.
palm of my hand or something like that. Just
I saw
because
somebody do that with was it an RFID chip?
yeah, I have some of those RFID chips actually. I have a bag of them somewhere. What are those little white discs? I think that's what they are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
have
they
a
just
bag.
put it on the underside of their gauntlet, and they have the person scan their gauntlet, and it brings them to their personal link tree and everything.
Yeah, that's probably what I should do. That I just feel like the handlers a lot of times are doing too many other things. Not knocking the handlers. I mean the handlers are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they don't have time to also promote. Because when you're at a
Yeah.
con, that's an easy time to promote. Because there's really no urgency at a
Yep.
con. But when you're at events like that, there's usually a time or something going on that you have to, you know, that works it. So yeah, I have to find those. Honestly, I don't know what I did with them. because I
You
think I
probably have
bought.
them in a small tote somewhere, and they're labeled as something else.
Yeah, no, they're probably in here. They're probably like if I know how my brain works, they're probably in with electronics. When I wait a minute.
Nice.
There we go. See, I was like, where would, and I was like, wait a minute, all my electronics are in this yellow bin right here. So there we go.
Well, I was half right. They were in a bin.
Yeah, they were in a bin. I found a label maker, so my garage will be more labeled when you come next, so I can get rid of all
And
the
they might
hand
even be legible.
and legible. Yes,
Yeah.
and then my garage. Then my ultimate goal is to have it on a grid. So that top shelf that's like 5 high of the little containers,
Yep.
it'll be each row. I mean, each column will be A, B, C, D, E, F.
Okay.
And each stack, so I could say, Ken, it's an A5.
Or are you gonna alphabetize them, or are you gonna
No,
do
no,
it
no.
by
What I'm
by
saying
weight?
is I would just have a chart, but I would know where they are. So I wouldn't have to say,
Okay.
I could just say, I'll go over to column B3, and you could just go down and pull. Now,
You sank my battleship.
because it wouldn't have to be, it wouldn't have to stay in order. I would just have, because I could find it, but then it'd
Okay.
be easy for me to, that's if I'm super duper bored. It's those days where like when I'm just like today I organized the paint by color because I was waiting for the wet sanding to dry. So I went to all my spray paint and I just did it. I organized it by color. Like I did all the red in one row, all the blue, which was a
Okay.
good idea.
Were they organized by color and brand? Do you have all the same brand?
I try to get some are off brands, but that's usually more the rare than I usually use the same brand. So
Okay.
which was good to do because I found like 3 half cans of stuff, which really irritate me when I'm like, so that means I bought one, didn't realize I had it, bought it again,
That's
probably
me
for,
with tape.
yeah,
I have, and it's not even just one kind of tape. It's all the tapes, whether it's the blue painter's tape or the clear packing tape or the black super duper sticky gorilla tape. I have probably 5 rolls of partially used tape.
yeah. Yeah, Coach says they have some PDFs and physical cards. Yeah, no, I was just trying to think of something to help the handlers. I made a set of badges at one time. I made a set of badges when I was with the droid builders, and it was a link to all. I had one for the droid builders, one for Garrison Karita, one for whatever the Ravioli clan is. Like I had, so then if someone came up, I could just flip through the badges and say, here's a QR code. When I was
Nice.
working, I still like the placemats of the Mando Mercs when we were at that troop, you and I. Those
Yeah,
placemat,
those were really nice.
those are,
And they
those
even
are,
went so far as to laminate them. That
yeah,
was really cool.
yeah. That's, I mean, that's, we used to have like Join Us Now, and it was like a Karita logo and stuff. But again, like cards and stuff are awesome, but for most of us to go to cons, you come home with that bag of swag, and a lot of times that bag of swag sits in another bag of swag until you know what I mean? Like I still have half a bag of stuff probably from Celebration sitting somewhere because I'll be like, oh, I'll go through it later, you know.
Yep.
Where there was some guys talking to me, and if I could have just said like, here, like scan this, because I'm talking through my helmet. They're what? I'm saying 501st. They're like, what? So,
Yep.
but yeah,
Well, and if they scan it, they have they don't have to necessarily close it, but it'll be there in their bookmarks or be there in their memory or whatever.
right. Yeah. Well, so back to D23. Did you see, me and Zoe were talking about this, the Ryan Gosling's jacket for Starfighter?
So many people have already started making it, whether it's they've
Marcus
been
has.
doing silk screen versions of it, they've been doing embroidered patch versions of it. I saw somebody doing a bleach painted version of it. There are so many folks that are making that upside down Rebel Legion skull.
It is so simple that how did none of us think of that? Like that's what I'm saying. The person who thought of that is so simple but so genius. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Yeah, well, I know Marcus sells a shirt to it. Because I was going to make some stuff on the Cricut. I was going to see if I could do an iron on, and then like I can age it so it looks wore out, and then just use the iron on and iron it on. But I don't the crossbones. I'm not 100% sure what they are.
Aren't they rifles?
Yeah, but I couldn't. I have to get a good clean shot of them so I can, you know. But yeah, I thought that was that gets me excited for 2027, man. I'm not caught up. I know you and Todd weren't caught up on
Oh,
Ninth
you're
Jedi
talking
yet.
last week.
Yeah, you weren't on Ninth Jedi. Are you caught up on Ninth Jedi yet?
Yeah, I just watched the last episode tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not caught up. I'm not caught up on that.
How far have you watched?
Episode and a half.
Okay.
So it's just anime is, and I like a lot of anime, but anime is just I have to be in a mindset for it. It goes back to my comic book store days. I sold, regular comic books, and there was a guy that used to come in and order, like back then you got the what was it called? The Diamond magazine that would come out every month, and people could order ahead. And he would order some of the most terrible hardcore anime stuff that would come in my store. It would be like in a plastic sleeve, and you know what I mean? And it turned me off to just all anime for the longest time. Like, because every time I saw anime, I saw this stuff that I felt like I had to wash my hands just putting it in his order, And
Well, one thing I did on purpose with this show in particular is I took my time with it. I didn't normally with this kind of thing. I would, watch all the episodes in a row, and then I'd watch all the episodes again. And I really took my time with this because I wanted to appreciate the freshness and the creativity of it, and just really try to understand this all by itself without thinking about, how it's inspired by other things in Star Wars, or how it's like other things in Star Wars, or how it's not like other things in Star Wars. I wanted to just really focus on just this show by itself,
yeah.
and I was very impressed with it.
Well, I do like the concept of, even when the first one was on the first season of Visions. I did like the concept of, like, the lightsaber reveals who you are.
Yeah,
Like that concept is because it's both a it's both a good and bad thing. Like once you ignite your blade, then people know where you stand. Like, even
yeah,
if you
sort
don't
of.
realize, you
Yeah,
know,
yes, and keep that in mind as you watch the other episodes. I'm not going to tell you anything else other than keep that idea in mind
yeah,
as you absorb the other episodes of it.
yeah, yeah.
And I've already picked out some weapons that I want to make from this show. I picked out a lightsaber hilt that I want to make from this show.
Oh, nice.
Haven't really picked a costume yet, but I have really enjoyed the creativity of it. And I'm wondering how many of these costumes we're going to see at Celebration in California next year.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I heard you guys talking about the running of the huts, man. That's
Oh
I
my
will
God!
so all the guys a couple weeks ago, actually, all the guys on the 501st cast, that was one of the costumes we were all planning on taking to Celebration. We
Oh
were all
really?
planning on taking, that was like a, because, and I still kick myself. I didn't do the running of the hoods in London, and it was just oversight on my part, because
Was
I
it
had,
hoods or the prisoners?
or no, the prisoners. I had the costume. I brought it to London, but because our hotel wasn't where we thought it was, and they were like, "We're going to run in like a half hour," and I was like, I can't make. I don't think I can make it back to my hotel," and you know, and but and also, if Todd wants to do that, they do sell rubber shoes that look like feet. So a lot of
Oh,
the
okay.
guys that did the prisoner running, they wore these rubber shoes that look like feet.
Like
So
Hobbit feet?
yeah, yeah. I don't know what they were, they were, but they were just shoes that look like feet. So
Oh, that's funny.
if you're doing it somewhere where you don't really feel comfortable being barefoot, you can, you know, You could probably just paint some toes on a set of Crocs too if you really wanted to. Get
Yeah,
it.
I mean, yeah, possible. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I really like the huts, the the hut.
I
Um,
with that said, I want to make a point to get to. Have you heard of Rebel Scum Con?
yeah.
I want to get to that now because I've seen so many clips and photographs from that I think it's right up there with Celebration for me that I want to try to get to one of those. And I'm not sure if I'll get to that before I get to Dragon Con or if I'll get to Dragon Con before I get to that. But I
Yeah,
definitely want to see about getting to Rebel Scum Con.
yeah.
Rebel
That's in
Scum.
Texas, right? Texas.
Yeah, yeah. At least that's where it's been the last couple of years. I'm not sure if it's one of those things that they're gonna, travel around like Celebration, or if they're only gonna keep it in Texas.
Yeah. Oh, that's. I mean, that's always good.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
the
we
feet
go.
would work for Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Well, that's on my list of stuff to do once school's back, and I'm driving an hour every day, back and forth. So,
Just don't listen to it out loud in school.
well, I don't. I can't. I
Yeah,
try not. I only listen to
there's
I only
it's
listen to
not
Ken's
safe for work.
podcast. Yeah, I only
Yeah.
listen to, and I only listen to them during my planning, which um,
It's
is
awesome. I just finished up book 8 on the way home yesterday.
yeah.
So I managed to listen to all 8 books this summer. Like it's incredible. I never thought I would, and I did.
I was just at Troll Market and picked up some old Dragon magazines again 2 days ago. So it made me think of you guys. We took Todd on our little adventure
A
and
little side quest.
our side quest into
Yeah, we got to get back there.
that.
And those kids on the boardwalk made me think of I should just put my costume on a random Friday night and just walk around town in it.
Hey, when I was wearing my hip hop Mando, I was pumping gas, and a dude ran up to me and asked if he could take a picture of me. So Todd's at book 6 now.
Oh, it gets confusing, Todd. Just as a warning, it's
Well,
awesome, but it gets confusing.
well, since I saw Spider-Man, so I have the Marvel app for the comic books, and before I had my comic book store, I spent almost a decade. I owned every appearance of Spider-Man except for the first 10 amazing. I didn't have Final Fantasy 15, and I didn't have the first 10 Amazing Spider-Man, but I had every other Spider-Man book ever. And then I got rid of them over the years. But in the app you can read old comics, and I had this old. It's a monthly fee. You pay, but I had this old Google tablet that's really good for nothing. So I put the app on it, and I started rereading Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I'm up to I'm up to issue like 10 or something like that. And I forgot how much I just love Stan Lee's old comic books.
No, with that application, are you reading it by page or is it per panel?
You can do it either way. So
Okay.
I normally like to look at the page because in the 60s, they're not, most of them are either single panel or like 6 or 8. It's not like modern comics. You get a pretty long story in a regular comic book. And yeah, so you can do it either way. So normally what I do is I look at the page and then I go panel by panel. I like seeing the page layout.
Very cool.
The only thing that would make it better, I miss the feel of the comic books. But now I'm reading all the ones I've already read. Like I read every Amazing Spider-Man, and it's
And if the rumors to be confirmed, I thought they're going to be doing a Marvel like superhero Star Wars crossover.
Yeah, I don't know if that's out yet, but yeah. But depending on the crossovers, because DC and Marvel have always done crossovers and all these, and the crossovers, at least in the past, are better hyped than the actual crossover. because one of the fandoms is going to be disappointed. You know what I mean? Because one of the fandoms will say, "Well, this character shouldn't have blah 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 blah." Like that's just always, like they've even had Muhammad Ali crossover with Superman at one point.
Superman.
And
Well, didn't Captain America punch Hitler?
well, that was before. I don't think it was Marvel Comics then. I forget the comic book because Captain America was. I forget the comic book company that Captain America was, and it became part of Marvel. And then Stan Lee rewrote him to bring him into the Marvel universe.
Oh, okay.
So that's again, that's a good story in and of itself.
And you know that Joe Johnston from Star Wars fame, he directed Captain America, the
Oh
first
yeah,
Avenger.
yeah, that's a good movie.
And he also directed one of your favorites, The Rocketeer.
Oh yeah, yeah. Rocketeer is like oh man, that's like, that's considered like one of the last all practical effects movies, or
Yeah, one of them.
it has like it fits in one of those genres where it's the last of, but the first of, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
that. Now you've seen the Rocketeer stuff in Hollywood studios, right?
yeah.
Like the
It's
hidden
so
one
cool.
at the hidden one at the what's it, the uh Sci-Fi Cafe or Sci-Fi Diner?
Yep. The
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Diner, I think.
Yeah, Sci-Fi Diner.
Yeah, right before you go into Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
Back where they used to have the Muppet stuff, but now the Muppet stuff's out of there.
Yeah. Well, so I have a high school friend. I don't know. I guess call friend. I knew him in high school. They posted up that they went and applied for one of the costume jobs, costuming whatever, in Disney, because I guess they retired and moved to Florida and stuff like that. And so I sent them a message and said, look, because they were saying that they weren't qualified, blah 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 blah. I said, you should get a hold of 501st Rebel Legion Mando Mercs. Think about joining them. I said, because not only do they have contacts, but you'll learn how to wear a costume. I mean, if that's what you want
And
to.
the Florida garrison, you have in the Florida clan, you have lots of opportunities to wear the costume.
Yep. And a lot of interaction with Disney, like direct,
Yep.
Here, someone's like the 15th person to read an email from some generic thing. They're like, well, LFL. That's my favorite thing in Pennsylvania. Everyone here with an email thinks that they're the next buddies with LFL because they're on a chain of LFL. But yes, Spartan, it was Amazing Spider-Man. I can't wait to get up to 289. That's when I proposed to my wife, because this past weekend was our 33rd anniversary.
Oh wow, that's awesome. How'd you celebrate?
We just hung out at home. This is
Okay,
this is a weird summer, man. This is like it was just, we were going to go to a small concert in Lancaster. Missy was tired. She's just like, you know what? Let's just watch a movie at home. So that was good by me.
It's one of the reasons why Heather and I went to the boardwalk on Monday. I mean, they're doing this drone show. They've been doing a drone show this summer, Monday nights. Next Monday is the last night of it. We haven't been to it. We're like, let's just go.
Yeah.
So I don't need fancy. I just like hanging out with Heather. Like it's
Yeah. Well, and that's how it is with us too. Like I said, I proposed to her with Amazing Spider. I think it was I want to say I always say 289, but now I think about it, it's 290, I think. But that's just way back in the day. So, but yeah, D20. So Zoe went to D23, and the Sabine costume, all the costumes look good, but the Sabine costume looks really good, except it looks like her costume is kind of beat because she's stuck in that whatever land.
Peridia.
So she's missing her shoulder bells, and her knee pads are different. So I don't know if she had to melt down the Beskar to fix them, or who knows. But or if she just wrapped them with something, but so she doesn't have like her signet on her shoulder bell or anything like that. And I didn't see a good shot of the armor, but it looks like she painted the star map on the armor. Like
a little bit, yeah.
Yes.
I want to watch the trailer a couple more times.
Yeah, so, and she changed the paint style on the helmet, which I'm not a fan of it yet. I mean, I still think my favorite Sabine armor is like I want to say season 4 and the epilogue Sabine. That's still my favorite 2 paint jobs.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I think I painted all but season 3. So season 3 is just I think that's the really bright one. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the one that's like super yellow, but who knows? Once I paint it, I'll probably change my mind. But yeah, it looks. I mean, the trailer looks good. I hope we don't get any more trailers. I hope we just stick with what we got. I'd like to be I'd like to be surprised.
Well,
But
if I were to guess money, they'll do at least one more show trailer, and then they might do one of those, behind the scenes trailers that they've been doing recently.
yeah, yeah. Well, and then we have New Hope coming out. So I am curious to see what trailers they put out for that. Like, how do you put a trail? What trailers do you put out, or do you put out trailers for a 50-year-old movie?
Well, if they do, they would probably do something mentioning that it's going to be an IMAX for the first time ever,
Yeah,
and that it is the 50th anniversary, kind of like going back to where it all started.
yeah. Well, and then the museum opens next month, Lucasfilm Museum, and Zoe got early access because she's a member, so she's going. She has a date. I don't know what the date is, but she's going um, to see it. And then we have the Franklin Institute
Starting in February.
starting in February, and
And that goes through September. So there's plenty of opportunities to see the exhibit. I've already warned Heather that I want to go at least once a month.
yeah, you might have to look into a membership.
Oh, you can get family memberships, and sometimes the family memberships to the Franklin Institute include tickets to some of their special events, which this would be considered.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping there's a bunch of troops. I'm hoping at least I know we'll have the first when it opens probably. Excuse me, but I'm hoping they have a few troops. Like it'd almost be like nice to have like it's set up where you just have 6 people there every weekend. You know,
Yeah,
just sign up and we'll see.
heck, why even keep it to just the weekend? I mean,
Yeah,
there's people that go to the Franklin Institute on Thursday,
that's true. I know how
and the
hard it is to
Franklin
get.
Institute also sometimes does the. I don't know how often it is, but they sometimes do the evening thing. So for adults who don't want to go there when there's school trips, or they don't want to go there when it's crowded on the weekends. I know the aquarium has done this as well. So it might be open one Thursday night from, let's say, 5 to 8 or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That should be actually pretty cool. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it all works.
And I definitely encourage you to go to it early, because sometimes with those things, the and I'm not saying that this will happen with the Lucasfilm stuff, but sometimes the interactivity of the things kind of
Yeah.
deteriorates by the end of it, because so many people have touched it, so many
Oh,
people have done it. And the one thing I've seen so far was the frozen in carbonite photograph booth. That
oh
looked
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean it should be a lot of fun. 2027 is just it's either gonna keep us busy or kill us for all the stuff we're gonna have to do.
Yeah.
Um so
And I'm wondering that, we've already received the pile of frustration related to Mando and Grogu, and that sort of stuff. So I'm wondering what's going to come with Ahsoka season 2. I'm wondering what's going to come with Starfighter. Is Star Wars really dead? That kind of stuff.
oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, we did see the trailer. I mean, I think I'm obligated to watch anything that has Sabine in it. Um just due to my daughter's costumes. So uh yeah, I'm gonna probably have to watch. I'm gonna have to take stills of that trailer too, because I think when I do the season 1, when I finish season 1 armor, I'm probably just going to do all the armor pieces I can do of season 2 as well. And then I'm just waiting for Marcus to get his live action Sabine helmet, because then I'll buy 2 of them instead of 1. So we shall see.
I want to figure out who I can get some help making one of those Enoch costumes. That's the only stormtrooper costume other than a clone trooper that
I
want to make.
have the files.
For
Tell you
Enoch?
it of the the TK with the gold face.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I know I have the files for the helmet, but I think when I bought the files, I bought the whole armor.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to check, but I'm on the wrong computer. Yeah, I think I bought like a bundle. It was like, I think it was Enoch. I want to say it was Rex. And who was the guy that they thought was going to be somebody and he just wound up getting killed? The Sith.
Oh, Merrick
Merrick. I think
from
Merrick was in that.
Morocco.
I'll look and see. I think I have that. That's the guy
I think Enoch would be the only stormtrooper costume, like TK, that I'd want to be put into.
Yeah. Now my recommendation would be find someone with an old TK suit, because the ABS is just so indestructible, and then just make the helmet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Just because the problem with a 3D printed, it's the same problem with all 3D printed. You're either going to want to cast it in something stronger, but if you just get the Enoch helmet, yeah, resend me those photos. That'd be awesome, and we'll share them next week. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes that's not ready for broadcast, and it just kind of, but yeah, Ken, I'll check for the Enoch. That's the ones that Zoe was supposed to help, and she decided that she should go to class instead of help those guys make those costumes when she was out in LA for her semester abroad. And I'm proud of her for doing that, but I'm like, oh my goodness.
Decisions.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like the trailer for Ahsoka.
What about the trailer for the new Lego show?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, the Lego stuff, it's hard not to like the Lego stuff. And now this is what drove me nuts about the Lego stuff was all the clickbait people were like, Pedro Pascal no longer doing no longer doing Din Djarin. And so what I did when I saw that heading, I blocked those. I don't care who it was. I was just like, you know what? I'm blocking you. Even if it was someone that just reposted that, I'm like, I don't need these kind of people in my life. You know what I mean? Like, there's tons of stuff to be outraged or upset about, but at least think. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think.
Even with The Nice Jedi, there were some of those kind of clickbaity articles.
Yeah. Yeah, anything.
Star Wars retconning lightsabers and all this kind of stuff. Like,
yeah,
what?
I recommend to anyone, if you see any of that clickbait, just block it. Just block them. You know, my new motto is like when people want to give you, send you best wishes and prayers. I just feel like saying to them, how about like and subscribe? You know what I mean? That'll do more for me. Like and subscribe not only to my stuff, but all my friends' stuff. That if you want to make me happy and make my life, and on the flip side of that, if you want to make my life, block all the clickbaiters. Just because, and then maybe they'll stop. Because if everyone likes and subscribes to good stuff, then maybe we can flip it around, to that. Because that stuff drives me insane. And then people are like, I already hate The Last Starfighter. I'm like, first off, how can you hate it? You haven't even seen anything. And what I have seen is pretty cool. Like just a jacket. If they didn't show me any other pictures, if I didn't know anything about that, and they just showed me that jacket logo, I'd be in. Like that's one of the most creative things I've seen forever. And it reeks Star Wars, and it reeks what someone would do in the Star Wars universe.
And from what I understand, that was a custom jacket for him.
Yeah.
Like someone made it for him, or he asked someone to make it for him, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, because I always, so my grandmother's brother was a radio man for the Air Corps in World War II. And one of his jobs was to, he had to help incorporate the Flying Tigers into the military because they were independent. And my grandmother used to always talk about how cool the Flying Tigers jackets were, because they had all these patches on the back of, you know what I mean? And that's what I want to see with Star Wars. Like, if you're a cool fighter pilot, you know, on either side, you're probably going to have a cool jacket, because we already saw that they have the bar. They have the bar at the base. You know, you got to wear a cool jacket, you know.
And Dungeon Crawler Carl, the patches that you get for the, you know, in your loot boxes and stuff give you special powers.
Oh,
so
nice.
Patches are even cooler.
So you're like, imagine if that was like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts have those, you know, like all their little merit badges.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's
campfire patch and axe throwing patch.
See, that's pretty cool. That's
I wonder if he'll have a challenge coin.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't have many of them, but I just got a new one.
I have a few. When I was at Weird Al, the last Weird Al, I gave the stage manager, who I've seen every time I've done since 2012, I give him my command challenge coin. So if you're a commander in any of the 501st, you get a command coin. It's the only way you can get it. And so I give him my command coin. He was very happy.
Oh, that's cool. So, yeah, so they had these made.
Oh, nice.
For the premiere. So that's on the one side.
Okay.
And then Buff Rada is on the
other. Nice. Now, who's that? Is that who made those? Who was the
Sold Out Swag?
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe do we need a no, but I mean, do we need an inflatable Falcon one? A challenge coin?
Yes.
So that's pretty cool.
Or a patch. We need an inflatable Falcon patch.
Yeah, patches. I've done patch runs, man. They ain't cheap. Coins you can get a pretty low run pretty cheap. Patches not so much.
Or even just stickers.
Yeah.
I still have to get my inflatable Falcon t-shirt. I was going to get that before the end of the year.
Yeah, I got to figure out. I forget where I posted those now.
Send me that link again so I can.
I know, but was that T Public or was that?
I thought so. I don't think you did Redbubble.
No, it wasn't Redbubble. T Public. The problem is, here's my biggest. So I have all my logins on, because of all the stupid verify stuff. I have it on my other computer.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because I think Zoe also has the Hut Girl Summer t-shirts on there. So if you're looking for your Hut Girl Summer t-shirt, let me see if I can get you a link.
And we should make either a commercial for that or a commercial for our show.
Yeah. Well, I think Zoe had like an enemy for a little while or something that didn't like Star Wars Geek Girl, because they would report her t-shirts to Disney all the time. And she would get like the whatever takedown things, which I thought was kind of crappy to do to a.
Which is weird, considering the number of people that make things now.
Oh, I know.
Disney princess mashups and all this kind of stuff.
No, I think it's just. I think if I think if anyone reports it, Disney you just get like a standard, whatever cease and desist, like just
Oh, gotcha.
you know what I mean. I think it's more just Disney doesn't care,
Someone being petty.
and Disney doesn't care in case someone in case unless someone like makes a big deal about it. So yeah, but yeah, a challenge coin would be cool. Like I said, challenge coins. Like I did a patch run for Zoe when we went to Celebration Chicago, maybe. Yeah, this picture page ain't worked in here. And they were nice patches, but it was not cheap, you know. And you had to do a minimum, like you had to
Oh,
there.
geez.
Where I think the coins you can get away with like 10, you know, like there's not a. I mean, you're going to pay more, but they're not. There's no real low minimum. So I was looking at these other things. They're like keychains, and they have things floating in them. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
And Zoe was like, I should get one with you and me floating in it with the inflatable Falcon. And
Oh, that'd
so
be funny.
I was pricing those out too. But there's ton.
You think you sent it to me through Messenger, or do you think you sent it through to me through text?
I don't know. I'll look on my other computer because I'll have the link. The link won't work here, but it's in TeePublic. But it's probably in Zoe's account, in the Star Wars Geek Girl account. It just keeps crashing on this computer because this is
Gotcha.
over. So that'll be on my list of things to do for today or tomorrow. But yeah, so maybe next week we do talk about the trailer, the D20. Maybe we gather up some D23 stuff and talk about.
Well, yeah, consider there was interviews with the Shadow Lord team. Dave Filoni did some stuff.
Yeah,
There's the trailer. There's the running of the huts. We can get some footage of the running of the huts.
yeah, that's pretty
Or
cool.
would it be more like the squirm of the hut?
This I don't how do that, you know,
Slither?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they slither because they're slug-like.
Yeah, I did like the combat roll. I thought that was pretty awesome when he did the side roll. You know,
I like the tail slap.
yeah, the tail slap. But I assumed they were going to do some tail slap. But that roll surprised me the first time I saw it. You know, because I was like, how is it going to be a fast? You know, so
And that huge battle axe looks incredible.
yeah, yeah.
And do you remember Roxy the Rancor? Did you ever get to see the Roxy
I have
the
never seen
Rancor?
Roxy. I've never seen Roxy in person. No.
Okay, so that thing was ginormous. The same folks who made Roxy made a full-size Rada.
Yeah, I saw pictures of people with the Rada. I
Yeah,
watched
so
the doc, like they had a mini documentary on Roxy.
really? Okay.
Yeah, years ago when they first made Roxy, because they had these
Oh,
giant
that one. Okay.
they had these giant blocks of like landscaping foam. I didn't even know that stuff existed, and that's how they sculpted Roxy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they bring Rada to Celebration.
Yeah, it all depends. Celebration's weird when it comes to setups. You know what I mean? Like one time you'll see everything come from Europe in California, but then when we were in London, they didn't have half the stuff. You know what I mean? Like now that TIE fighter always gets there somehow. I think that's the Belgians' TIE fighter. But you know, yeah, I'm curious. Like Zoe's going to LA Comic-Con in a month, I guess. So I think it's in the same location.
Cool.
So we shall see. But yeah, again,
think we should share Marcus's trailer or his
definitely,
commercial?
yeah, and check his new stuff out because he does have the shirt for the Starfighter. He does have that.
He does.
Yeah, it's on
Really?
his. Yeah, check out his stuff now.
That was fast. Okay.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna run this, then we'll talk after.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up
Another
his.
great episode.
Yeah, another great episode. Here, I didn't end this yet. We're still on. I was trying to pull up his. Here we go. I was trying to pull up Marcus's new stuff. But I could have swore. I saw that he had the new Rebels thing. It's not. Come on, Stomp Monkey. Stomp Monkey is, I don't know, but he does have, I saw pictures of it. So again, everyone, thanks again. Ken, before we go, where can they find you real quick?
Bounty Hunting Across the Galaxy with Todd and Ken, the Rambling Star Wars Fan, and I just got a message that the Bantha Milk podcast isn't this coming Monday. It's the following Monday. So I got a couple weeks to
Nice.
maybe get an episode out for the Rambling Star Wars Fan sooner rather than later. And I know
Good.
you're in like 16 different places.
Well, Star Wars Geek Girl, like and subscribe. Zoe has 2 new episodes. 501st Cast, we're recording September's coming up. And here, Inflatable Falcon. And guys, when you find a podcast, like, subscribe, share. Again, if you know a podcaster going through a tough time, like, subscribe, and share is way better than anything else you can do for them at the moment. It just makes them happy. So hopefully talk to you all next week. Thanks again for those that hung in. You guys have a good week and talk to you later.